update, August 22nd, going over every press conference in the Premier League. I think we've all 20 press conferences in the Premier League, and I'm going to go over all the injury news that we have going on. Rotowire.com/soccer. As you can see here, we have all of our content. We got all the news right on the front page, the rankings, FPL rankings, Fantrax, sleeper rankings, a couple FPL articles, Fantrax, sleeper articles, a little bit of everything also on our YouTube page. Please subscribe if you're watching. Please subscribe. We got some betting videos as well. I also did a Tottenham. Check out Tottenham, their lineup, whatever. I did that on Wednesday. Of course, I did a little bit on Eze, and he's no longer going to be a Spurs player. Looks like he's going to be an Arsenal player. But let's get into the news here. Let's see what we have. Again, that's an easy click here right in the homepage. You can just check out news. Just click on news. We have all the latest things. You can hit injuries if you want. But I'm just this is going to be Premier League here. I can click on all these other leagues if I want, but this is just going to be Premier League. Let's go back to yesterday, Thursday. We have, I think there's 5 or 6 press conferences on Thursday. And we got a little bit. There's a little bit here. I'm back on Wednesday. All right. I think the first one was we're looking at Chelsea, West Ham, Bournemouth. Yeah, there we go. Brighton were the first one here. Hinchelwood is an option again. I don't think he's going to start. He wasn't available in the opener. I think Brighton are going to go with a similar look in that first game. Baleba, he's working up his fitness, but I think maybe not the question would be Hinchelwood because he's coming back from an injury. But I think the question might be, is Danny Welbeck going to return to 11? If Danny Welbeck returns to 11, I think Ruder moves back, and then I think Matt O'Reilly actually leaves the starting 11. So that's the one thing I'd look at. I know O'Reilly got the PK in the first game, but I believe Ruder is the preferred option. He would be playing a little behind. It'd be kind of like the Joao Pedro situation we had last season, Joao Pedro, Ruder, that kind of thing. But that's what we have for Brighton. Chelsea, not really anything new. We have, of course, Nkunku, Nicholas Jackson, not in the squad. Tosin, I guess, is the one thing. He's going to be available again. He was close last week. Frimpong got the start instead. I actually think because of the way they played, because of how they played without Tosin, with Chalobah and with the 19-year-old Frimpong playing center back, I actually think that Enzo Maresca is going to do that again. 50-50 situation here between Tosin and Frimpong, but I think there's still a possibility that back line remains in there for Chelsea. There's also a chance Estevao starts, the young Brazilian starts instead of Gittins. I think that's going to be a fight all season. Wouldn't be surprised if it's swapped out, but I'm still going with Gittins just because Estevao has, been in Europe for, 2 weeks at this point now. So I'm not sure he's going to be ready to start Friday, but we'll see. We'll see. That is later today. Nothing major going on with West Ham. Couple backups, couple bench players. Future stud, maybe George Earthy is back in training. Liverpool was the big one Thursday. We had the note on Frimpong's going to be out for a month, picked up a hamstring injury. Connor Bradley's back in training, but not really full training. Their game is on Monday as well. So that's going to be a really interesting situation at right back. We know Endo came in there. We know Joe Gomez came in there in that last game. We'll see. Joe Gomez basically not. I don't even know if he's fit enough for 45 minutes. So I don't think Joe Gomez is going to start. It could be Endo at right back, and it could be, I'm going with Curtis Jones just on the basis of Endo not really a right back. On that basis, I'll say 51% Curtis Jones. He did play there last season and played, I think, better than Endo. And then 49%, I'll give it to Endo. Maybe I'll say 0.1% Joe Gomez starts because it doesn't really seem like he hasn't been playing. He hasn't been fit for a while. I think he played 20 minutes in the opener, and Slot was basically like, he's lucky to go 20 minutes. So like, you usually don't want to start a guy who can go 45 minutes. So that's the situation there. Damsgaard is available again for Brentford. He was back in training. I think he had his first child is what it was last weekend. So he was out, but he's going to be back. I assume he's going to be starting, for who started? Malambo started, and Anthony Malambo, their new signing. He started, didn't look that great. So Damsgaard going to be back in his usual role there in the attack. Otherwise, I think that might be it for Brentford. Burnley wise, Tuanzebe, Broja, both could be options. Don't think either of them are going to start. Tuanzebe's having an interesting start to his life at Burnley. Not sure what's going on with that situation. Broja might eventually be a starter because Burnley don't really have very good forwards. Not 100%, so I don't think it's going to be yet. Ampadu got his knee injury against Everton, twisted a little bit. I initially thought it was something worse, but only looks like a few weeks for Ampadu. So he's going to be out, and the replacement will be possibly Sean Longstaff and someone else who is escaping my mind right now. I don't have all these things. I'm reading all these notes right off the bat here. Gruyev, he played a little bit last season. Ilya Gruyev I think he actually came on for Ampadu in Monday's match. But I would say Sean Longstaff maybe is more likely to start, but again, no guarantees. That would be the replacement for Ampadu. They have a difficult game at Arsenal. Don't think they're going to change formation, but I still think it's going to be, the 4-3-3 look. Going next up, Sunderland. Jensen Selt, the center back who got injured in the opener, or maybe he didn't get injured. He, according to Reggie Lebris, he's not really injured, so could be starting again. But I do think Omar Alderete will be in the 11 because Alderete is going to be their starting center back this season. Sunderland starting center back this season. Masuaku looks like he's available. I don't think, again, another situation where these guys they're available, but they're not 100%. We're going to see that with Foden and Rodri. These guys are training, not 100% though. Masuaku, Reynildo started at left back in Sunderland's opener. Don't think Sunderland are really going to change anything outside of the Omar Alderete situation. Eze is out for Crystal Palace. He was held out Thursday. His signing is going to come through next 24, 48 hours. I think I heard rumors of him being signed before Arsenal Leeds. So that might be done Friday or, early Saturday. But he's done at Crystal Palace. Justin Devaney, the youngster, got some minutes last season, started Thursday's match. They need to sign someone else, though. They need to sign someone else. Maybe Romain Esse. He's still a young guy. They got him from Millwall, I want to say, last season. It's going to be tough for Crystal Palace here without at least, another player in this group. But Devaney seems like he's going to be the guy here to start in place of Eze. Foden, similar to Rodri, again, these guys are training. It was the same situation last week, but this time it seems like they're actually going to be in the squad. They're at home, so they don't have to travel. They're at home against Spurs, so they don't have to travel. So Rodri, Foden, those guys are available. Ruben Dias. I'm trying to get all these Portuguese names correct. I just learned that the R is silent for Ruben and Amorim. Amorim. Just a little note for everyone out there. Newcastle, that was the start of today. Joe Willock looks like his Achilles issue. Again, you can click on all these to find more information. Calf, Achilles, whatever it is. He could be an option again, but he's not going to be starting. I think he's going to lose minutes this season because they got Jacob Ramsey. Ramsey's going to steal those minutes. Isak, we know that situation. Don't really need to go over it. More Brentford things. Some guys, some bench players possibly returning. Janelt could be back. I'm not sure what Janelt's role is going to be with Brentford this season, given what their squad looks like. He used to be, a regular starter. Maybe with Yarmoliak getting more minutes. I think Janelt and Yarmoliak are going to be stealing each other's minutes. So you got that. Savinho still out for Man City. Vardiol is still out as well. So I think that back line could look very similar, though you never know with Pep Roulette. It could be a different formation. Could be, it's a different opponent, much different opponent. So they might play completely different. I still think it's going to be a pretty similar back line to the one that we saw. I think that's Stones started against Palermo and he started in that opener. I think Stones is going to be back in there. And it seems like Rico Lewis is going to be starting over Matthias Nunes as well. Big news here for Bournemouth. Kluivert training. He's not going to be starting, but he's training. He could be on the bench. He's been out for a few weeks now. Ryan Christie also, he's been out for a long period, but he's getting there. He's hopeful for Saturday. Again, a situation where he's been out for so long that I don't think he's going to start. It'd be a surprise if he starts, especially it's a muscle injury he's coming off of. So he's hopeful. I think he's going to be it seems like he's going to be on the bench, maybe starting a week from now, but good news here in Bournemouth's front because they're kind of lacking. They basically have Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams and Alex Scott playing in the midfield role, and then they have the entire new back line. So it'll help to get Christie, Cliver, Lewis Cook back as well. Just three very important guys that are edging closer to a comeback. They're home against Wolves this weekend. Some Brighton options, they're new signings. A lot of these young guys, they just haven't really been up to the Premier League level. So those guys are getting minutes onto the side, not really looking to start soon. Mukiele is an option for Sunderland. Again, I think Sunderland going to keep a similar group, so he's not going to be. I doubt Nordi Mukiele is going to be moving in. He's going to be fighting for time at center back, and Trey Hume is their right back. I don't think anyone's going to unseat Trey Hume from his right back role. I believe they signed him on a new contract over the summer, just to fight off any suitors out there. Some more Burnley things, a couple more backups. Connor Roberts fighting, with Kyle Walker and Oliver Sun for minutes. Bashir Humphreys is getting closer. Another just like a backup left back / center back option that they have. They have all these defensive options, but then we're talking about Armando Broja as their starting striker. So there you go. Andre Onana, is he going to start? I think he should start. I know there's a lot of complaints about him, and I know the rumors about a new transfer and all that, but I think Onana should start. I don't think Bayandier's better. We saw what Bayandier did last week against Arsenal. If Onana's been training for a week and a half now, 10 days, I think he should start. I'm not like a Man United guy here, but I think he should start over Bayandier. It's my thoughts. Mazraoui's still out. Wissa has been training this week for Brentford. I don't think that means he's going to play or he's going to start, but he's been training for Brentford, which means something. He's still in plenty of transfer rumors, so that hasn't happened yet. But the fact that he's training with Brentford, this is an Isak situation. He is training with Brentford, and if we remember recently with Eze, it was in tons of rumors as well. He continued to train. I think Wissa is kind of like reading the Eze / Isak situation, how a lot of people are looking down on Isak. Well, while Eze, started in Crystal Palace's opener, played against Liverpool, even though he's in plenty of rumors. I think Wissa's kind of taken a page out of the Eze book, and that he's training. Maybe I should stick with this team while I'm still with them and be an option. We'll see if he's actually an option. But for now, he's still a Brentford player. The big news with Fulham was that Anthony Robinson and Sessegnon are both training. Both could be options, but again, both are coming off. Robinson's been out for months right now, so he had surgery. He's been out for months. He's not going to be starting. Sessegnon wasn't a possibility last week. I still think Calvin Bassey is going to start at left back. I think he played well enough, and I think they're fine with Jorge Cuenca in the back. And Sessegnon, if he's not 100%, I don't see the reason to push him in. That's just my thoughts. I think Calvin Bassey is going to remain at left back. And then maybe next week, maybe Sessegnon comes on for Cuenca or something in this game, gets 20 minutes, and then he'll be ready to start next week's game. That's my thought. Mykolenko still out for Everton. Is that lineup going to change? I don't know. They don't really have a lot of guys. We saw, I think they made one substitution. Moyes made one substitution for Everton in the opener. That's the kind of depth they have. Is Jack Grealish ready to start? I don't know if Jack Grealish is ready to start. I think if Grealish starts, they're going to move back Dewsbury Hall to a more defensive role. So that's something I'd look out for. I doubt Adam Asnew starts at left back. He just started training with them. So seems like, again, it's going to be James Garner there. Udogi is getting closer, but Spence is still going to start. Basuma, his situation is still, a situation is what we'll say. So Basuma is still out. Maybe he may be out forever for Tottenham. We don't know what's going to happen there. And then the Arsenal update from Arteta. Havertz, no official diagnosis. We haven't received anything set for more tests. That's usually not a good sign. Seems like it's going to be a knee injury. Seems like it's going to be a bad knee injury. That's why they went out and got Eze. Part of the reason, at least, I'll say. So not good news on Havertz, though not really any new news. And then Norgard is still out. Ben White, who left early in Arsenal's opener, doesn't seem like he's going to be ready to start. I think it's going to be a situation where Timber starts at right back. He probably goes 70 minutes because Arteta did mention Timber. Okay, Timber's not 100%, probably can't go 90. So Ben White, assuming he's on the bench here, we'll get Timber for 70 and Ben White for 20, something like that. Kamada is still out. I think once Kamada comes back, he might be an option for that Devaney role. And I think that's all we got. I went a little long. I talked a little too much, which tends to be a problem because, I guess I got a lot on my mind. But that's all I got here. Again, rotowire.com/soccer. And if you're watching this on YouTube, get that code YouTube 15% off any subscription over at RotoWire. You can get all our stats. We got Opta stats. You can get all those. We got our cheat sheets as well for FPL or any daily fantasy. Thank you for listening to this, and good luck with your fantasy squads. And hopefully you don't start someone who is injured, because I went over the injured players. I should mention, I did not go over, the long-term injured players. We do have an injury report if you want to check out our injury report, because that has all of the injuries. I just have to get there. So this is our injury report. I went over the press conferences, but I didn't go over every injury. So usually the easiest way is, okay, let's just sort this by estimated return. Okay, here are the recent injuries, and then you can just scroll. Here are the older injuries. You got your Romeo Lavias, your Gabriel Jesus. I didn't mention Kansas suspended. Okay, it's not really a new update. And then you got all these longer term ones. You got some of these Sunderland guys, Crescencio Somerville still working his way back for West Ham, kind of thing. Just we didn't get updates on them this week, but we've had updates on them in the past couple weeks, I'll say. And then of course you have James Madison, whatever's going on with Mudryk, Colwell, all these long term guys are at the bottom list. So if you're looking just like for a full list of injuries, there you go. You got the injury table, injury report. There you go. That's all set. Thank you again. Make sure to like and subscribe, and check out all our other videos.